How's your energy, Southern Arizona? It's now time for the Friday Football Fever, one of the most in-depth high school football shows right here in the Crazy AZ. Good evening to you. I'm Paul Secala.
And I'm David Kelly. And Paul, it's hard to believe, but for some of the smaller schools, the season is now over. Down in 1A, they got the playoffs going now. St. David was playing tonight, and we are prepping for the postseason.
That's right, my friend. The playoffs are next week for some of the teams in 3A and 2A, and they already started, as you mentioned, in 1A. Squads like Sabino taking on Benson High School, hoping to keep their postseasons alive, while programs such as Buena, Cienega, Desert View, South Point, Marana were trying to inch closer to a shot at playoff positioning.
Two other teams still mathematically alive for the postseason: Catalina Foothills, the boys from my neighborhood, and Rio Rico. It was the mentor, Jeff Skurin, versus the pupil, Daniel Sines. Played for Skurin at Santa Rita. Senior night up on the hill. Cole Rivas, he can catch it. Max Turney and Caden Coulter among those playing their final home game. Opening kickoff. Samuel Delgado, he's got the 30. He's got the 40. He's midfield. He's at the 40. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, down at the 2. After a penalty, set the Falcons back in the 8th, though. Eden Bay has the first score of the game. And shout out to Laura and the Foothills Palm Line. I don't think these girls ever stop dancing, Paul. Austin Bourne going to take the snap. He is going to be blindsided by Jesse James, Octavio Caleo. There's a duck in the hills. Pedro Castillo is a hawk with a duck, and he's headed to the end zone. 60 yards for the touchdown. We are all tied at 7. And Samuel Delgado, man, he was doing the work for everybody tonight. This is a 40-yard run here, and that's going to set up a touchdown for Charlie Keebles. And then later on, Jeff not happy about that there. He was not happy at all. Later, Bourne going to swing it out to Kincaid Berktal, just playing tip drill to himself. 35 yards. Catalina Foothills wins. And how about the biggest band, or the biggest damn band in all of Tucson? Catalina Foothills, they're getting ready to march at the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day. And maybe if that college from downtown Los Angeles makes it, Paul Secala might be there. Foothills wins it 63-29.
Oh, yeah, I'll be at the Rose Bowl. If USC can somehow slip in, heck, I'd be there if Arizona could too. Meanwhile, Coach Joe Thomas was on the sidelines for Buena High School after an extended absence, and he'd see his team tied against Tucson High 0-0 with Elias Dyson making some nifty moves to put the first down up for the boys from Sierra Vista. Then it'd be the turn of Andres Bonilla busting it up the middle. After that, Nashmore would find Elias Dawson once again for a nice gain as Buena moves the ball forward, but Tucson High would get the ball right back. And how about Buena's number 86 with a good tackle in the background? Unfortunately, we don't know his name. His number was not listed on the roster of Max Preps. After that, Christian Bayless will hit Amir Bowles, who makes a nice run after the catch. And after that, Christian Bayless is about to take it himself right up the middle. Big gain. And later, how about Bayless about to throw it upfield, and Adrian Bonilla steps in for the interception for the boys from Sierra Vista. Buena holds on for the 14-7 victory.
Yeah, getting saxy over at South Point Catholic. Elijah Rushing and the Lancers hosting Tolleson. Welcome to 6A and teams we don't really know. One thing Elijah Rushing knows: how to rush the quarterback. The big man with a sack on 4th down, and that gives the ball back to South Point Catholic. 21-0 Lancers at this point. Jackson Bonnier, Karen folks for a tough 10 yards. Little man likes that, but I think he likes that bottle even more. Fredo Sotelo going uptown, and uptown's got a new sheriff. He can high point. That's Armani Sheriff. Flash those new fancy lights. I'm just happy we're not playing football in the dark anymore over at South Point. Lancers win it 42-0.
Hey, from Midtown, let's head a bit east to Catalina High School. That is where the Trojans were hoping to notch a win against Bisbee High School. If you count the forfeit against Santa Rita, the boys from Cochise County came into tonight with a chance to have won 4 out of their last 7 games. Could Bisbee come through? Cochise County was represented in North Tucson as Catalina was hoping to snag a victory itself, and Bisbee seized control of the game from quite literally the very first snap and never let go as the Puma defense completely smothered the Catalina offense all night long. And offensively, Bisbee looked like a well-oiled machine. Diego Chavez would break some early tackles, and then he's got a case of the runs. Run, 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 running all the way to the end zone. Bisbee leads early and often. Catalina would get the ball right back, but hey, Bryson Meyer gets in the backfield for the quarterback sack. And then Bisbee's Caleb Peterson will take it to the house for the Pumas. In the end, Bisbee just dominated the gridiron from the start to the finish. Bisbee wins 36-14.
All right, meanwhile, Marana has been the class act of Southern Arizona so far this season. If not for a 1-point loss in a shootout against Mesa Westwood, the Tigers would be unbeaten this year. And tonight they were hoping to move to 7-1 as they took on Flowing Wells in front of an animated student body. And there is that student section at Flowing Wells representing strong, fighting breast cancer awareness, but their enthusiasm and jolly can't stop Matthew Jensen from Marana. That's a touchdown. Tigers lead it 7-0. It was tough for Flowing Wells to move the ball, but when they did, they get into field goal range, and Angel Perez nailing the 30-yarder to cut the lead to 7-3. Still, Marana marched downfield. Desmond Roebuck, he is just a 10th grader, takes it easily into the end zone. Marana, big win on the road, 55-9.
The Marana Tigers have now won 7 games in 8 outings, while the Flowing Wells Caballeros, they fall to 2-6. Hey, we're far from over with, my friends. After the break, we continue our in-depth coverage of high school football right here in the Old Pueblo.
That's right, Paul. We are going to have our play of the night. Worthwhile for you to stick around for that, I promise. Plus, a brand new spanking field unveiled tonight in the Sunnyside District. Desert View was hosting Cienega. All the while, Benson and Sabino duked it out in their final regular season game of the year. That and more coming up next. Stay right here.